Hey there, Fit Fam. Welcome to the only podcast where we're breaking the mold and rewriting the rules. I'm here to debunk the myths, spill the tea, and serve a hefty dose of reality. No matter where you're at in your journey, we've got something for everybody. So buckle up because we're about to unleash the basics in the most unapologetic way possible. From shedding pounds to embracing your inner badass, I'm here to remind you that skinny is so last season and the basics are anything but boring. So grab your favorite piece of protein and your water bottle and get ready to be empowered, entertained, and educated because being a basics bitch has never looked this good. Hello and welcome back to another episode of Don't Call Me Skinny. Thanks so much for joining me today. What I can say about life in the current moment is this. Whoever's listening to me in China, hello. Japan, hello. Hi, you are new to me. I don't know who you are, but you are downloading my shit like a motherfucker. Gonna say hello. So thanks for listening. Appreciate you. If you are, shoot me a DM or some shit like that. Say hi. Introduce yourself. Let me know who you are, where you're from, what's going on. So outside of that, welcome back. I want everybody to know that I'm getting ready to launch my, what I call Basics on Demand. So basically what I did is during the challenge, I kind of spearheaded this little piece. It was kind of a test. I kind of wanted to see feedback on it. I wanted to see how it worked, how people liked it, didn't like it, what could be better. And so Basics on Demand is essentially a community of women, and what you get in that is kind of like the Netflix of training and master classes and mindset work and nutrition help and things like that with a community, essentially. So what you would do is you would join Basics on Demand, and then I give you access to my on-demand space. And in that on-demand space, you get access to different workouts that you can choose from at home, body weight, banded, gym, 2-day, 4-day, 5-day, 10-day, whatever. There's no 10-day. And all those programs are properly like programmed to get you results. So depending on what you can commit to, depending on where you're at, like as far as like, are you wanting dumbbell program? Are you wanting gym? Are you like, I haven't worked out in 65 years, so I'm just going to stick with bands. Bands are super cheap, very effective. You can buy a set on Amazon real fast for $15. Really, really solid choice, right? If that's the choice you go. And then you get to pick how many days, you want that. Then on the flip side of that, you get access to all of my master classes. Any recordings or trainings that I have done are uploaded into this space. And basically it connects to my YouTube channel. If you haven't subscribed, that'd be cool at That Wife and Mom. But you can then go in and listen to like any masterclass that I've done. I talk about tracking your macros. I talk about learning how to read a label. I talk about all sorts of stuff that you might not know. I try to cut out the noise. I give the no bullshit approach, the very basic, right? The basic things that you can be doing to help yourself. Okay. And then outside of that, you get a community. So then once you're in, you get loaded into my BOD community, which is all the women who have bought BOD essentially. And there you can ask questions. You can talk about your struggles, talk about your wins. And then one time a month, I'm also going to be going live for BOD. And then it could be like a Q&A, and I'll probably do a little bit of education, I'm not gonna lie, because I love to do that. I love to teach, educate, help. And that's kind of what this podcast is a little bit about today. So anyways, that actually goes live on the 29th. However, if you'd like to get in it now, just send me a message really fast and I can get you in today. And this one is super affordable. So I do have a launch price. That launch price is $29 a month. Okay. And once 50 people are in, then that price is going to go up. So the goal is obviously to get in under that launch price. That would be ideal for you. People who are my Red, White, and Booty, those first 10 signups, they actually get 50% off for the first month, which is kind of cool. So there's that. But if you're interested in it, I can get you in it now. And you can get going and signed up and logged in and on your way. So just a heads up, okay? Cool beans. So that's BOD. But what I kind of want to talk about here is what a lot of women, come to me and they're like, I just want you to tell me what you do, what to do. I just want you to tell me what to eat. I want you to tell me when to move my body. I want you to tell me exactly the things that I blah, 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 whatever, insert whatever. And I got caught in this trap as well. Like when I first started my business, I got caught in this trap of, tell me what to do. Give me this template. Give me this thing. Give me this tactic to use to grow my business. I thought, oh, you're going to make 10K months in three months. We're going to have your 10K months, blah, blah, blah. All this shit. I'm like, okay, cool. Yeah, great. Except for like that completely removes the individuality of the process. Now, none of my one-on-one clients have a life that is similar. Like not one of them. Like one of them's like a stay-home mom, homeschooler, runs her own business, has 4 children. Okay. I have another woman that's a one-on-one client who is 60 years old. All of her children are grown. She has grandchildren. She works full-time out of her home. I have another one-on-one client that lives overseas. She's a teacher. Her husband's in the military. She has 2 teenage girls. So nothing that I give to any of those women, if I were to just tell them, here's this template, go ahead and plug and play, it's not going to work for them because each of them needs something different. Each of their history is different. Their current status is different, right? I am not going to sit here and tell a mom who homeschools her children, 4 of them, and they're young. They're like all like 9 and under, 8 and under. That she has to get in 10,000 steps every single day. She has to go to the gym for an hour. She has to meal prep every single thing that she eats. She has to it's just, that doesn't make sense for her. Like that's not going to work, right? If I were to tell her those things, guess what? She'd be like, fuck you. I'm not going to be your client. I mean, I would say that like, fuck you. I'm not going to be your client. Okay. That doesn't work for her. Right now, the cool thing about being a one-on-one client is that because you get a lot more access to me, one-on-one, obviously, I can dive way deeper into helping you figure out what is going to work, right? All these one-on-one clients, they can message me anytime. They can ask me questions. Okay, this is what I'm doing. This is where I'm struggling. How do I make this work? What do you think about this? And I have constant access to my clients 9 to 5, 5 days a week, okay? Which is beneficial to them because they don't have to constantly wonder, think, or is this the right thing, the not right thing? Even one of them the other day messaged me and she's like, I know this sounds silly, but I can have rice, right? I can have rice. I know the answer is yes, but I just need some reassurance that this is okay. I need some reassurance that I can eat this. And I was like, of course you can eat this, you know? Now, again, her history she has so much noise going on with things that she follows this person or that person. And obviously, that was one thing that we did was mute a lot of people. It's something I've done too. I've started doing a lot more of it, but is to mute those people, right? But they still leave this little thing in the back of your head, in the back of your thought, or this on your shoulder. And you're like, yeah, but I remember like that one IG reel that I watched and it said like rice is terrible for you. It's like going to cause bloat and all these things. And it's way too many calories. And I just don't, and white rice on top of anything is like so terrible and not true. Actually, white rice is still considered a whole grain, ladies and gentlemen. If there's any gentlemen, I don't know, but white rice just has a higher glycemic index. Okay. It just means it burns faster in your body, turns to quote unquote a sugar sooner than necessarily brown rice because it takes longer to digest. Anyway, she was like, I need help. I need this thing. I need some guidance here. Please tell me that what I'm doing is good. I just need some reassurance. Absolutely. I can do that. Right. I didn't tell her you need to eat X amount of rice. You need to figure you need to do you need to do Most of you would probably poop your pants because when you come and work with me, it's like, hey, what works? What do you think we should work on? What do you think is going to be a solid choice? What do you think? I'll tell you what, women don't like to sit in that seat. Man, y'all just want to be told what the fuck to do. Y'all just want to be told, do this, do this. Now, I will say, I sometimes get like this in certain situations where we do definitely have this thing called decision fatigue. I don't fucking want to have to decide what's for dinner. I don't want to have to decide where we go eat. I don't want to have to decide if we do this thing or we do that thing. I don't want to make this decision anymore. I'm tired of making all the decisions. I'm over making all the decisions. And so we get into this crosshair of being actually fatigued on having to make choices for ourselves. So sometimes when we fall into this thing and we get in a coach and it's like, yo, I make all these other decisions in my life. Can you just tell me what to do so I don't have to make more decisions? And here's what I know. If I just tell you what to do, if I just tell you the things and I don't teach you and I don't educate you and I don't ask questions back, you're not going to learn. And the likelihood that you've been in containers where they've told you exactly what to eat, exactly how to move your body, exactly this thing, whatever else, the likelihood is high that that's partially why you're not successful. Because once you remove yourself from that thing that tells you exactly what to do, you don't know what the fuck to do. You don't know how to do it because you were never taught. You were just told. And if you're just told, then guess what? You're not learning anything. How do you expect to do it? Like if I just told my children 2 + 2 is 4. I'm not going to tell you why. I'm not going to tell you how. I'm just going to tell you 2 + 2 is 4. Guess what? They're not going to understand how to get 3 + 3. They're not going to understand how to get 4 + 4, et cetera, et cetera. They're not going to understand how to divide, how to multiply, how to subtract. They're not going to understand any of that. What good does that do them? It does them no good. And dare I say, nobody else is telling their children the answers to everything. Are you? This is a skill set. This is something you have to learn. Therefore, you have to do. You have to learn. If I wanted to just tell everybody what to do, I would have become a registered dietitian and I would just throw out meal plans like a motherfucker. But I'm not. And here's why I don't necessarily believe in meal plans like that. I think that they have a time potentially. They have a place. I also feel like there should still be some nuance in that meal plan to allow that client or patient to choose what they need in that moment. Okay. But if I just tell you what to eat every single day, are you just going to hire me for the rest of your life so that I can tell you what to do every single day? I mean, I'm all about like, and I used to sit on the side of the fence where it's like, hire me and you'll never need another coach again. I don't believe in that shit anymore. And here's why I don't believe in that shit. Because the work that we do here is so much more than just weight loss. I don't give a shit if you lose 40 pounds, 100 pounds. I don't care if you lose 5 pounds. Okay. It's bigger, it's deeper, it's more meaningful than just that surface shit. And what I know from the work that I'm doing, from the work that I've done, and the work that I help my clients do is that there's so much more to it. And so there's a high probability that you're going to need a coach again at some point for something. Maybe it is a therapist. Maybe it is a person that does somatic work. Maybe it is a person that, I don't know, in-person personal trainer. Who the fuck knows? It could be a little bit of a variant of what you've done before, but you look a little different, be a little different. That's fine. But the likelihood that you can just go do whatever the fuck on your own and just be happy as a clam for the rest of your life is highly unlikely. And the reason is because we still experience life. Hard things will always happen. I am finding out right now, after having not been with my coach and my mentor for 7 months now, that I'm not so sure that was a good idea. I mean, I think it's a great idea to see where I was at. I think it's a great idea to take some time off and know that like I got to figure out where I can trust myself and where my holes are, where my gaps are, things like that. But I'm going to say this, like, I think I'm definitely not doing as good as I could be if I had some person to lean in on, some person to go to, not to tell me what to do, not to give me the blueprint, not to specifically say, do this, but the person to say, to push back at me, to ask me questions, to make me think deeper, to go further. This is very, very different. And I even told my group coaching clients last night on the content call that I do a content call every single Monday with them. And I literally told them, I'm like, I spent money and I hired somebody that I love and trust for one day to spend in a container with her, just like a text talk container, essentially, where we send messages back and forth. I tell her, this is where I'm struggling, and we unpack it. We go through it. We unravel shit. We do the things. And it was amazing. And it is exactly what I needed. I needed somebody that I could lean in on, that could ask me questions, that could get me to see things outside of the box that I wasn't seeing, that could get me to look at things differently, different perspectives, and also somebody that could say, hey, you need to breathe. You need to slow down a second. You need to like calm down. It's okay. Life's okay. You got to breathe though, right? I haven't had that person for me. So while I did need to pause and take a break from having a mentor, I'm noticing now 7 months later, like, I definitely still need somebody. I definitely still need something because I need the person that's not going to tell me what to do, but the person that I can lean in on. The person that's going to educate me, the person that's going to guide me, the person that isn't going to tell me what I need to hear, how I need to hear it. They're going to push back and say, "Hey, we need to dig into this a little bit. Let's unpack that a little bit more and go deeper as to why this is the way it is." Right? Let's get curious about this. It's not any different for you. Here's what I know. Telling you what to eat doesn't solve your problem because food isn't the problem. Sarah, that hurts my feelings. Food is not the problem. You are the problem. And your relationship with that food is the fucking problem. The food is not the problem. That poor Oreo just sits on a shelf. It did nothing. It did absolutely nothing to you. The Oreo, the bag of chips, the bread and butter, whatever your vice is, pizza rolls. Oh God, I love pizza rolls. They're just sitting there until you put them in your little cart and you check them out, and then you make meaning behind everything that you do once you get home. And that is on you. So it doesn't matter if I tell you to eat an avocado toast with an egg with some fruit for breakfast and 4 ounces of salmon, and half a cup of sweet potato and broccoli for lunch, and 6 ounces of chicken, 1 cup of rice, and some bell peppers for dinner. It doesn't matter if I tell you what to do. And the likelihood that you're even going to fucking listen to that is so slim. Why? I don't eat salmon. Oh, so that's not beneficial. I don't eat salmon. So somebody telling me to eat salmon is not going to work for me. I'm going to eat whatever the fuck I want to eat. I'm going to figure it out, right? I worked with a client like 2 years ago that legitimately, she went to see a nutritionist, and that is what happened. This nutritionist gave her all these things, this meal plan to go by. And I asked her, "Do you know why you're eating these things?" "Oh, no, I was just told to." "Oh, okay." No education, none whatsoever. Do you want to know how well that person is doing now? Not well, sadly. That person never fixed that relationship with food. And my job with her was not food. My job with her was movement. So that's where I focused. That's what I did with her. However, knowing what I know, my education, my history, my background, my own experience, I knew that what she was getting, the help, quote unquote, that she was getting was fucking bogus. Period. It was bogus. Bogus. Because that's not her problem. The food itself wasn't the problem. It was her relationship with the food. The relationship with the food. The food having power. You giving it moral value. Good and bad. Blah, blah, blah. That's it. A donut is a donut. If it's just sitting on the shelf until you buy it and make meaning out of it. It's just a donut. That's it. Nothing else. So me telling you, don't eat that donut. Don't you dare. Don't you eat that donut. How does that help you? How does that do something for you? How does that help your relationship with food? Don't eat that donut. You better eat 65 ounces of sweet potato and drink 1,000 gallons of water a day. That's what you'd have to do. My job is not to tell you what to do. My job is to help you figure out what works for you to get to where you want to go. I'm a gap filler. You start here, you want to get here. How do we fill that gap? Oftentimes, it's a fucking lot longer than you want it to be, and it looks a lot fucking different than you want it to. Period. That is a reality that y'all better settle into. And if you can't settle into that reality, you're not ready. You were not ready. You're not ready. And oftentimes, the reason you can't get consistent with shit, oftentimes the reason that you end up binging on the weekends is because you probably are following some bullshit meal plan or some bullshit that you saw on IG, and you're like, "Oh my gosh, I got to do this. Oh, I'm going to drink oats Zempic. I'm going to blend my oats because it's going to do the same thing the weight loss shot will do." And you blindly follow this shit, and then you get mad and angry, pissed off why it's not working. because that's not what you need. You don't need somebody to tell you what to do. You don't need any of that. You need literally to learn, to heal your relationship with food, to educate yourself how to do. It's a lack of knowledge. That's it. And you have the information, because I'm going to tell you now, the information is everywhere. It's all over the motherfucking place. The inability to apply, to take what you need and make it work for you is where the problem comes in. That's my job, is to help implement that information that you already have. We already know, and I don't know, maybe you don't know this, but eating 5 donuts in a day is probably not ideal. Even at my worst, I really, really, really enjoyed donuts. I wasn't eating 5 donuts. I could polish off 3 solidly. I could do it. But not 5. Right? We know these things. There's a lot of things that inherently deep down we actually know and we don't do. So we have to be very careful about that. We have to make sure that, we have the knowledge, we have the things, but having somebody tell you what to do is not going to work. You have to be open to educate yourself. You have to be willing to learn the things, right? The very first thing that I do, here's a prime example. The very first thing I do with a client is I just have them either journal or track whatever they're comfortable with, their food. Just tell me what you're eating. Because here's what else I know. What we think is so bad, like this client that thinks had to be reassured that she could eat rice. Rice is amazing. It's great. I love it. It's wonderful. It tastes delicious, super versatile, great for the body, great source of energy, whatever. Okay. And it tastes good to me. I like it. Right. Maybe you don't like rice. That's okay. But if you do, it's okay to eat. It's all right. Okay. The very first thing that we do is go through these food logs and look at things and go, oh, okay. Actually, this isn't really that bad. So here's a prime example. Today I was going through a client check-in, a one-on-one client check-in. I'm going to pull it up real fast. And this person had been gone for the week. They were traveling, and she didn't actually have any control over her food, okay? And she took a photo of this food journal that so a picture of this thing. What I see on this food journal is this. It's a photo of a plate, and it has these twisty pretzel rods. They're little mini ones. It looks like could be mac and cheese, maybe. I can't tell if there's actual protein in it or not. And this other pasta salad something, right? Now, even if there is protein in the mac and cheese, which I can't tell if there is. I can't tell, okay? This client is just tracking her food. She's not tracking her macros, getting in her proteins, she's just journaling in the food tracker for me in my app what her food is, okay? This is what I see. So I click the picture and I'm like, okay, this is what I see here. This is what I see. I said, one thing I want to point out to you about this food log and about this specific entry is there's no protein or not enough protein. Because I said, I can't tell if there's actual tuna or chicken or something in the mac and cheese, like tuna noodle casserole or something like that. I don't know. Either way, it's not enough. I can guarantee that, to balance what else is on the plate. Now, the portion sizes are solid, and I kudos her for that. I was like, portions look really great here. We're missing like a slice of chicken or something, or a piece of chicken, or some kind of steak, or like an actual piece of protein. Okay. And so that was a conversation that we had. And then I also said this. I know that you didn't have control, right, necessarily. But was there something else we could have added to this to make it a little bit more balanced plate? Is there something else we could have added? I don't know. It's a question, right? It's not about, oh my gosh, I can't believe you didn't eat protein. What I said after that was like, we really need to make sure that we're consuming protein at every single meal. A solid amount, 4 to 6 ounces of protein at every single meal. Lean protein. So not a big hunk, not a hot dog, not a sausage or a brat. Those are not high in protein. Those are high in fat. Okay. So we have to make sure that, make sure in the future that this is, a priority that we're making sure, right? She also had 2 pancakes from National Coney Island with some light butter and syrup. Again, if that's all she ate, it's very fat and protein or fat and carb heavy. How can we make that? So it became a question. How can we make that more balanced? What can we add to that? Boom. Okay. It's not about, oh my God, I can't believe that you had pancakes. I'm not telling her what to eat. I'm educating her on how to make what she's already currently doing just a little bit better, a little bit more balanced to help her, right? That's the goal. That's what I'm telling her to do. Put the carbs to work. Make them have a job. Give it some protein. Put them to work. But think of them like your children. Think of your carbs like your children. Put their ass to work. Make them earn their shit. That's what I'm telling her. So it's not about, oh my God, you had pizza. Oh my God, you had this. Oh my God, you had pancakes. I cannot believe it. How can we add to something to make it better? To make it help us reach our goals. If the goal is weight loss, if the goal is fat loss, we need to be eating more protein. Period. Right? How we do that, I don't give a fuck. Let's figure out what you like, what you enjoy. Let's make it happen. That's the difference between telling somebody what to do and educating them and teaching them on what to do. You cannot continuously just be told, do this, do that, do this, do that, do this. It doesn't work long term. You will not get to the goal that you desire if you constantly are just tell me what to do. I want you to just tell me what to do. I'm going to even talk about this real fast. I'm going to wrap it up here, but I had a one-on-one client that did not need to lose a whole lot of weight. And I've talked about her before. I have to take a sip of water. On her body, she didn't have a lot of body fat, right? She felt like she did, but she actually, in reality, she did not. And she wanted to lose X amount of weight. And I'm like, I don't really know if that's going to work. But after working together for 6 months, we had decided to work together another 4. And during that 4, I gave her exact details to the T, what she had to do in order to lose the weight. If this is truly what she wanted, I gave her exact details on what to do. Some of these details included eating right around 1,300 calories, getting no less than 120, 130 grams of protein in, no alcohol, had to pull back on the running, so strength training only. Walking was fine, totally fine. No less than 10,000 steps a day. Water obviously was key, no less than about 80 ounces of water for the day. Sleep had to be sound. Like you're talking 7 to 8 hours of great quality sleep. Okay. The hope was like, man, I'm giving her like all these tasks. She's not going to be able to do this. She's going to say, whoa, that's way too restrictive, whatever. No. She said, okay, I can do that. I said, you can? Now, mind you, this particular client liked to go out. Okay. She lives in a bigger city. They like to go out often, out to dinner, out for drinks. I said, really? You're going to be able to do no alcohol, you can't have alcohol at all. Yeah. It's going to be great. I'm like, okay. She didn't even make it 3 days on that very strict protocol. I have to try again this week. Yeah, but here's the problem. It's not going to work. It's not going to work again. Like that's the problem. Me even giving you exactly what to do didn't work. Why? Because we didn't actually solve the problem. Because you don't want to do the work to get to the root of the issue, with the relationship that you have with yourself and with the food. And that's really what I do. So, and you knew that signing up. Like I was very transparent about that. And guess what? I did not re-sign her by choice. I said, I don't think that this is a good fit because I don't think that you're wanting to do the work that's necessary in order to actually understand what you need for your health. Because at the end of the day, again, she wanted to lose like 6 pounds. Like that's really nothing. Really at that point, she should have been doing a recomp, not at a 1,300 calorie deficit. I was not helping her. I mean, that's the reality of it. I knew better. And I really had hoped. That was the hope, was me telling her all of that. I was really hoping she would just be like, oh, that's way too much. No, she did the exact opposite. I was like, fuck. Okay, here we go. Let's try. She didn't make it 3 days. So what I know is that if I tell you what to do, it will not work. You have to be open to learning, open to getting educated, open to other possibilities in order for you to grow, in order for you to learn, in order for you to have full success. And it's going to be hard and it's going to be uncomfortable, but so fucking worth it. So if you're interested in Basics on Demand, please let me know. This could be a start of your journey. We do talk about, you're going to get access to all these mindset things, all of mindset trainings, nutrition trainings, so that you can filter out all this noise and figure, okay, how does this work for me specifically versus how this works for this person, this person, this person, this person, this person, this person. Y'all, all that shit is all cookie cutter bullshit. I'm sorry. I don't care. Weight Watchers. Yes, I know you can kind of eat what you want. It's all cookie cutter. It's all cookie cutter, very low calorie bullshit. Okay. Octavia, cookie cutter. I'm going to say even, what is that one? Beachbody, cookie cutter. Herbalife, cookie cutter. Keto, cookie cutter. It's all cookie cutter. It's all done. It's just cut and dry. Boom, cookie cutter. It's not what we do here. And we fix things so that you don't have to constantly be in a cycle of this hamster wheel that you've been on for 10 years, 20 years, 30 years. Some of you, your whole life, you've been on this fucking wheel. It's time to get off. So Basics on Demand, it actually launches in less than a week on Monday. If you're interested in getting into that container now, all you got to do is reach out. Outside of that, have a wonderful hump day. Thanks so much for listening today. If you laughed, learned, or just felt a vibe, don't forget to hit that subscribe button. Your support keeps this ass train chugging along. If you're ready to embrace the basics with a twist, follow me on social media. Links are in the show notes, and let's see the ways we can work together. All right, Basics bitches, you're not just listeners, you're part of the revolution. Remember, skinny's out, basics are in, and you're looking damn good doing it. So until next time, stay basic.